Hello everyone and welcome back to Car Venus 14. Now, this is not the normal Sonic gameplay that we're doing right now. This is actually the second part of our Need for Speed Heat news basically. So with this new Need for Speed, I'm going to be bringing out videos, if you new videos on like news or any other stuff that we get that might be valuable to us. And so yeah, if you didn't check out my last video on Need for Speed Heat, that was all about the the breakdown and my theories on what might happen in the game. So we talked about the stories, some of the cars that were going to be in it, some of the characters. So yeah, if you haven't checked that video out, please go and check that one out before you see this one, because some things I might say might not make any sense. So what we're going to go through first is I want to go through 5 main points. So the first one that we're going to start off is the handling. Now, I did speak about handling, like, briefly in the last video, mentioning that they were going to rework the whole handling style. Well, it turns out they're not actually going to rework the whole thing. What it actually is going to be, it's going to be similar to it's going to be quite similar to Need for Speed 2015. I'm not saying that like the brake to drift aspect of it, like that handling aspect, they're going to change the whole thing. But when it comes to car tuning, the handling will be based on like like how it was in Need for Speed 2015. So drift and grip. You had that handling tuning between drift and grip. Well, this is going to be basically what the same. At least that's what the articles are saying. So yeah, there's going to be balance between drift and grip like there was in Need for Speed 2015. But don't worry, brake to drift is definitely gone. When it comes to tuning wise, it's drift and grip. But when it comes to the game, like handling, like the game wise, we haven't got any news about the new handling system on that yet. But we'll get hopefully we get news on that later on. So yeah, what they've done with the drift and grip is basically the same as Need for Speed 2015, but with grip, back in Need for Speed 2015, grip builds were like, the cars were planted, but they were, well, in my opinion, they were too planted, like planted too much. So if you wanted to get the occasional drift out, you couldn't actually do that in the old game if you put it like, if you locked it to fully diff, not fully diff, lock differential. That was like more towards drift. Lock towards fully grip. So basically, that the car felt like it was planted in corners, which I liked, but I wanted to get the occasional drift out in some of the corners, and it was really annoying because the car was so like sticky, if you know what I mean. It was so sticky that it just wouldn't get the back end out when I wanted it to. So what Need for Speed, what EA have done now is EA and Ghost Games. What they have done now is they have actually made the grip tune less grippy, if that makes sense. So grip is not as grippy as it was in 2015. It's less grippy now, which is good, but I want it like grippy so that it grips in some like high speed corners, but I don't want it too grippy that I can't like let the back end slide out in like some chicanes or something. So yeah, like it's like a balance between the two, what they're saying is. So they've kind of reworked the whole grip handling tune of if you want to put your cars more towards grip. Now, moving on to the second point, they have gotten rid of microtransactions. So remember in Need for Speed Payback with the loot boxes and all that? Yeah, microtransactions have gone. So they're not coming back for Need for Speed Heat, which I know is music to your ears, well, for some of you anyway. I mean, personally, microtransactions weren't really a big thing for me. I was completely fine with them. But, you know, for some people it was a pretty big issue. So yeah, don't worry, microtransactions have gone. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be honest. As I said, microtransactions weren't really a big thing for me, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next point. Now, this point is pretty big. In the older Need for Speed games, you'd usually get damage, right? Well, in this game, it's basically the same thing, but there's something called the damage meter. Now, what that means is, if you do, basically, there's a damage meter on the, I don't actually have the image on me right now, unfortunately. So, yeah, basically, there's like, on the bottom right hand corner there'd be, you know, the rev meter, the nitrous meter and all that, but next to that is a damage meter, so that's something new. Now what that does is that's basically your damage meter is full, showing that there's well, when you get out of the garage your damage meter is full. So what that means is your car is like perfectly clean, so there's no damage on it whatsoever. But as you as you like drive out and about, you'll obviously, you'll, well, Need for Speed players being Need for Speed players, obviously they're going to scrape the walls a few times, maybe crash into some cars. What that will do is the damage meter will fall slightly depending on the amount of damage that you take, and you have to be really careful when it gets to like critical area, because if you do get in critical area and you basically, if the damage meter if the damage meter gets depleted, like all of it is gone, it will actually reset you back into the garage, which means you'll lose the rep that you've earned, and you'll lose the money that you've earned as well. At least that's what I think it might be. So yeah, you'll lose the rep that you earn, and you'll lose the money that you earn. So you do want to be careful when it comes to damage in this Need for Speed game. You need to be really careful from now on, I think. So yeah, damage meter is going to be very, very vital to how we all play the Need for Speed games now. We're probably going to be a lot more careful, but you know, some people might not be careful, they'll just be reckless anyway. Be Need for Speed being Need for Speed. So yeah. Talking about rep and money, actually, I just got some more information on how things are going to work. So, you know the daytime races. The daytime races is actually where you earn your money. So, by doing races and drift events, it's where you earn your money. You earn your money by doing daytime races. So you can use that. So you can spend that on customization, upgrades, new cars, etc., etc. And nighttime races, you don't actually earn money by doing nighttime stuff. You earn rep. So obviously, with all Need for Speed games, the more rep you get, the more speak English, man. The more well known you'll become. So yeah, so it's kind of a different style in my opinion, like earning rep only in races for me. But some of you guys may be used to it. So daytime, so money in daytime and rep at nighttime, which is, well, it's different. It's good to try different things. So yeah, what's next? Oh yeah, the fourth point I'd like to come on to now is the car list. So I have, well, in the trailer, I made a list on all the cars that I could actually spot in the trailer, and some other cars that are going to be coming on in the trailer. Not in the trailer, but like in the actual game. These are some of the cars that are confirmed for Need for Speed Heat. So I'm going to go through them. There are 30 cars in all together. So oh yeah, by the way, remember the makeshift Volvo I was calling this car right here? It's actually called the Polestar 1. I remember it now. I just remember I got that again back, like literally just this morning. I remember the name. It was Polestar 1. So I was thinking really hard, like what was that name? And then I remember, oh yeah, it was the Polestar 1. So basically the Polestar 1, as I said, is basically a Volvo on steroids. I called it the makeshift Volvo in the last Need for Speed Heat video. So if you did miss that one, you did, yeah. If you wouldn't understand what makeshift Volvo is then. So yeah, Polestar 1. That is also the main car of this Need for Speed game. So yeah, you know how each Need for Speed game has like a cover car. So for Most Wanted 2005, it was the M3 E46. This game, it's the Polestar 1. So yeah, and I will tell you, the Polestar 1 actually does have a lot of customization, and for now it's actually a concept car. The car will actually be officially released next year in 2020, and right now it's technically a concept car, but I will tell you, it's got crazy customizations said by the article, and it's in the trailer as well. So yeah, so I will go through the car list right now. So the car list for like 30, or like there's 30 cars in Need for Speed Heat that we know so far. So I'll go through the list. So Mitsubishi Evo 10, the Polestar 1, the Chevrolet Camaro Z28, the Lamborghini Countach, the Nissan 350Z, the Mazda RX-7, the Porsche Carrera GTS, the Buick Grand National, the Nissan GTR, the Volkswagen Golf GTI, BMW M2 Competition, the Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG, the Porsche 911 Carrera S 993, the Lamborghini Diablo Super Veloce, the Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec R34, the BMW M3 E46, the BMW M3 E92, the newer Volkswagen Golf GTI. There's two Golf GTIs. There's the Mark II, and there's the current Mark 7 or 8. I've lost count. So yeah, carrying on. The Dodge Viper GTS, the Ford Mustang GT, the BMW M4, the Infiniti Q60S, the Acura RSX S, the BMW M3 E30, so another classic M3 basically, the Nissan 180SX, the Chevrolet Corvette GS, the Ford Raptor, the Ferrari 488 GTB, the BMW i8, and finally the Chevrolet C10 pickup. As you did hear, there is a Ferrari in the game, and most probably a lot more Ferraris. Ferrari, if you are watching this and listening, please do not restrict customization on your cars. Honestly, it's really annoying. Need for Speed 2015, I couldn't do anything with the 458 except put the GT3 kit on. And in this game, it better not be the same, otherwise I will be really annoyed. Honestly, I'm pretty sure all of you out there, if you are, well, most of you probably played Need for Speed, and you probably owned a Ferrari. Do you or do you not get annoyed when you only see limited amounts of customization on Ferrari cars? Like, why Ferrari? Why? If anything, it's a lot more exciting to customize your cars. Like, if you think of it, all these other car manufacturers, they really don't care what you do with your cars. That's why we love them so much. But then look at you, Ferrari. I'm getting a bit too emotional here. Sorry, Ferrari. I mean, your cars are amazing and everything, but please, just let us do some things with your cars. Honestly, it's really annoying. So, yeah. There are some, like, older cars in this, like I said. So, like, the Chevrolet C10 pickup truck, the, what else was there? There was the Mark II Golf GTI. There was the Countach, the Buick Grand National, the Diablo. There was a lot. I'm pretty sure there were more, weren't there? Or was that it? I think that must have been it. Oh, the classic M3, the M3 E30, and yeah, that's about it. So all of those classic cars that you heard in the list, and I said right now, I think those cars might be derelict cars as well for this game. Maybe not the Diablo and the Countach because they're quite high end. So I wouldn't really consider them as sleeper cars, to be honest, because they're quite high end. The Diablo and the Countach, they are definitely up there in the list. So I don't think they'll actually be derelicts. But the other cars that I have mentioned, like the other classic cars, like the C10, the Grand National, the E30, the GTI, the Mark II GTI, all of those cars, they will be at least I think they'll be derelicts. So yeah, those are the cars, and those are probably the derelict cars as well. And coming on to the last point, here I am going to pause the trailer in a few places. So yeah, basically, Remember, if you didn't watch the last video, I keep saying this, but you wouldn't understand what I'm about to say in point 5. So point 5, like I said, remember in the first video, I actually said that there might be an avatar system. That was a complete guess, by the way, and turns out I was actually right. There is an avatar system in Need for Speed Heat. So there are a few of the characters shown in this trailer. Yeah, I'm gonna pause the trailer where I can in order to get in order to get the avatar. So right here, this guy. Remember this guy right here? There, I said this guy might be an avatar in the last video. Now I'm not so sure. Now I think that he's going to be a character that we meet along in the story. She's definitely a story character, I can tell you that now. But him, I'm now not sure. There's a 50% chance he might be an avatar, 50% chance he might be a story character. So yeah, I'm not so sure right now. But yeah. There are more Avatar characters in this. There are more Avatar characters in this game, and I like how they actually introduced the whole Avatar system because it makes you feel included in the game. Now, in Need for Speed 2015, it was mainly first person, which is why you were included in the game. So yeah. Also, right here, this dude. He's an avatar. I can tell you that now. That guy is an avatar character that you will be picking. So yeah, if you do pick the male character, he's one of the characters that you could get as an avatar. So yeah. There's no ethnicity boundaries here, which is good. So yeah, that's pretty cool. What else is there? Oh yeah, her, where is it? Let me get this at the right moment. There. Yes, she is actually a. She's not a an avatar. She's actually another person in the story. I can tell you that because, well, A, why would she be waving at the camera? And B, she's also the same girl you see in the cutscene looking at you. If remember the cutscene I showed you in the last episode? Yeah. So that's basically her. Air suspension and her right here. If you do pick a female character, she is one of the avatar characters that you will get. And as you can see, if you choose the male, your avatar will probably be put in the same place. Like there's a bigger sense of like you being included in the actual game. In Payback, you weren't included as much because you were actually playing as the story characters. In Need for Speed 2015, you were actually included because you know you were the character in first person view. So you were included in 2015. It was the same like that in Undercover as well, and also Most Wanted 2005. So yeah, there's definitely a sense of you being included in this game, which I like. I like being included in video games because, well, you know, it's just more fun that way. So yeah, this guy right here. Well, if I can get it at the right exact point. No, I missed it. Okay, I'm gonna have to slow this down then. So yeah, why is it not in HD quality? That's what happens when you trust YouTube with the stuff. Let me see if I can get this at the right point. Oh, 6 skid. This guy right here. This is another avatar character that you can choose if you want. If you choose a male, you can choose this guy can be one of your avatars. Except one thing I'm still not certain on. With the avatar system, can you create your own character, or is there like a certain is there like only a limited amount of avatars that you can choose? Like, will the game already give you avatars depending on the gender that you choose, or can you create your own avatars? So yeah, that's another aspect. And also, one other thing, because with some avatar systems in games, they what they do is basically depending on the character that you choose, or if you create your own character, you can actually choose their past story. So I don't know, let's say like I don't know. So you choose an avatar, right? And he's got like separate stories. So he was either an ex-racer or an ex-engineer or I don't know, a specialist in cars or something like that. Like, are there backstories on the characters that you choose, or are like if the game gives you avatars, are there like like one set story for the avatar that you choose, or if you make your own avatar, is there like separate storylines that you could choose for your characters? So yeah, those are two questions that I would like to ask EA. We'll probably find out it at Gamescom or maybe even later on. So yeah, so two questions for you guys at EA and Ghost Games if you are watching this. Number one, what's the style of avatars that what is the the style of the avatar system that you're going to choose? Are you like if you select male and female, will there already be like a set option for you, like a set character on the avatar list? Like I don't know how to explain it, but like you choose male. Let's say you choose male, and I'm not being sexist here, by the way. Let's say you choose male, and you're already given avatars with their backstories and everything. Or number two, do you get to if you choose your gender? I'll say female this time for equality reasons. Say I choose female. I'm not female. If you can clearly tell I'm a male. So if you choose female, you get to create your own avatar, and with that avatar, you get to pick certain backstories. So yeah, let me put that in a simple form. So the first one, you choose a gender, and the game already gives you the avatars for it. Or number two, you choose your gender, and you get to create your own avatar with separate backstories. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. And what was the second question? Oh, for God's sake, I keep forgetting things. I can't remember. Oh, the second one was about the storyline thing. So the second one is do characters get storylines or do they not get storylines? Do they start off as just an anonymous newbie that just enters Palm City and decides to start a racing career, or does he or she already have a storyline, like a past story, and they come to Palm City to start afresh or get away from what they're doing, or do whatever they want? So is there a storyline with these avatars, or is there not a storyline? Those are the two questions I'm going to ask you guys, and EA and Ghost Games. So, what is the avatar system based on? So, choosing your own, like making your own character, or choosing one of the characters already. And number two, is there a storyline, or is there not a storyline? That's my question. Anyway, guys, this has been another pretty long video, and like I said, I'll keep on releasing these Need for Speed Heat videos as soon as we get more information. If you want to keep updated with Need for Speed Heat, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like icon as well. And also, going off topic here, for those of you that are keeping up with what is it, the Sonic and the Secret Rings gameplay, that episode was a little bit shorter today. I did not realize how short it was actually going to be. I forgot. So yeah, next episode, which will be Levitated Ruins on the Sonic and the Secret Rings gameplay, that one will be coming out tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for the Sonic and the Secret Rings gameplay, and also all of those Need for Speed fans out there, stay tuned, because we are going to be updating you with all the news that we can get on Need for Speed Heat. So any news that gets released that's new information to us, or expanding on old informations, we will be speaking about it right here on the channel. So yeah, I have been CarVenus14 and still am, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a nice time, and goodbye.